Yeah. I'm your instructor, Pierre Huey, aka Mr. P. The P is for patience, perseverance. Pass your test, pass your theory, pass your practical. Y'all already know what it is. All right, so today is Monday. As you know, I always break it up into 4 sections, 4 days of the week, and then Friday we do the full court press. What I may do. What's up, sis? Hold up. Sis, I don't know if you can hear it on IG. But anyway, good morning, happy Monday, all that good stuff. So what we tend to do, break it down 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we do the 4 sections according to the CIB. What does the CIB stand for? The Candidate Information Bulletin, okay? That's where they tell you what they're looking for the theory test. And I break it down in order of importance. The most failed one. Okay, can you hear this though? Can you hear my sound effects though, sis? That's all I'm saying. Love you too. All right, so scientific concepts is the most failed one. It is 35%, which is 5% less than hair care services. Hair care services is 40%, but scientific concepts is the most failed one. So guess what we do on Monday, which is the day everybody hates anyway. Let's just go ahead and do what we got to do. All right. And what I tend to do now is focus on one aspect. We do go through the talking points for scientific concepts, which it is 5 of them, but I'm going to isolate one subsection and just go through that. We got 15 minutes on the clock, and I'd like to use my Mario noise if I can find it. Nope, that's not it. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. I'm learning my sound effects, y'all. Let me see. Hurry up. There we go. Yeah, y'all know what that means. All my NES players, shout out. Okay, if you are over the age of 30, y'all know what it is. Okay, so first thing we doing within these 15 minutes, well, actually within these 13 minutes, because there's 2 minutes on the clock already. Scientific concepts, 35%. You have 5 talking points. A, infection control safety practices. B, human anatomy and physiology. C, identify signs and symptoms of conditions, disorders, and diseases related to skin. D, same thing, but for the hair. And E is basic chemistry of products used in barbering. Now, last Monday, we talked about the pH scale. We focused a lot on that. That's a very, very, very technical thing that can be misinterpreted as far as what to look for scientific concepts. Today, we are going to go through part A, the fourth subsection, which is identify requirements of government agencies related to public protection. That is CDC, OSHA, EPA, etc., etc. Okay. Shaq, what's happening? How you doing today? How you doing? All right, so you just joined. Like I said, we're going through scientific concepts, but we're going through a particular concept within scientific concepts today, which is identifying requirements of government agencies related to public protection. Okay, so CDC, OSHA, EPA. Let's do it. All right. Many federal and state agencies regulate the practice of barbering. Federal agencies set guidelines for the manufacturing, sale, and use of equipment and chemical ingredients. These guidelines also monitor safety in the workplace and place limits on the types of services that you can perform in a barber shop. State agencies regulate licensing, enforcement, and your conduct when you are working in the shop. Let's start with the first one, okay? The big dog, OSHA, which stands for the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. All right. OSHA was created as part of the U.S. Department of Labor to regulate and enforce safety and health standards to protect employees in the workplace. Regulating employee exposure to potentially toxic substances and informing employees about the possible hazards of materials used in the workplace are key points of the OSHA Act of 1970. That's a test question. Okay, what year was the OSHA Act enabled? This regulation created the Hazard Communication Standard, which requires that chemical manufacturers and importers assess and communicate the potential hazards associated with their products. The Materials Safety Data Sheet, or the MSDS, was a result of the HCS. In 2012, along with representatives from most of the nations in the United Nations, OSHA agreed to comply with the globally harmonized system of classification and labeling of chemical systems. Ain't that crazy? They went all the way to the United Nations to say yes to a global standard. That's crazy. Okay. This initiative was designed to create label standards to be used around the globe and includes the use of certain pictograms to indicate possible safety concerns. The initiative also includes the adoption of 16 category standard format safety data sheets, which are the SDSs, to replace the MSDSs. Okay, so just the safety data sheet replace the material safety data sheet because that just includes all different kinds of safety standards, not just materials, but other things about the handling of the materials and the proper care of the materials too, not just the material that they're made of. Okay. All right. The HCS Act in 1983 gave workers the right to know, but the new act gives workers the global standard, gives workers the right to understand. That's a big difference. Okay. It's one thing to know something, it's another thing to understand it. All right. Standard set by OSHA important to barbers because the products that they use daily, thinking like clipper side, barber side, things like that, any chemicals that you may be using in the barbershop. Okay. OSHA standards address issues relating to the handling, mixing, storing, and disposing of products, general safety in the workplace, and your right to know about any potentially hazardous ingredients contained in the products and how to avoid these hazards. Okay. Barbers should view OSHA as an agency designed to ensure a safe workplace for all U.S. workers. All right. What's up, love? What's up with it? Hey, listen, I'm going to hit you up as soon as I get off of here. Let me know if you are at your school. Y'all, we got a celebrity in the building, none other than Tamara Hunter of I Am Pretty Braiding Academy. Let me give you one time. Wait a minute. Let me get to my sound effects. I'm going to give you three more. One more. I'm going to give you three more one more time. What's up? Look, I'm going to hit you after this, okay? I do need to get with you, okay? All right. Safety data sheets, replace the material safety data sheets, okay? Where are we at? We at 7. Okay, we halfway through. Both federal state laws require that manufacturers supply a safety data sheet, previously known as a material safety data sheet, for all chemical products manufactured and sold. All SESs will be organized identically and will contain the following 16 categories of information: ID, the hazard ID, composition of the type of ingredients, first aid measures, firefighting measures if something was flammable or caught on fire, accidental release measures, handling and storage, exposure controls and personal protection, physical and chemical properties, stability and reactivity, toxicology, meaning routes of exposure related symptoms, and if acute and chronic effects. That's what they mean by toxicology. Okay, all right, cool. Ecological information, disposal consideration, transport information, regulatory information, and the revision date, if any. Okay, and that's also, you're also dealing with like the pictograms and the hazards, right? So if something is flammable, it's got that icon on there that's saying that it's flammable, or something is poisonous, or something got, toxic fumes or something like that, right? Corrosion, poisonous gas cylinders, health hazards, all that stuff, choking hazards, all that stuff. Okay, that came from OSHA, and a lot of that had to do with the safety data sheets. Okay, any of y'all working in factories or anything like that, closer towards the walls and where like the docking bays and all that stuff, you tend to see a lot of that. You'll tend to see a lot of, especially if you're dealing with anything like chemical. If you're in a chemical plant, anything like that, you probably see those safety data sheets everywhere. Okay. All right. Next, we got Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA. EPA registers all types of disinfectants sold and used in the United States. What is a disinfectant? They are chemical products that destroy most bacteria, excluding spores. Okay, that's a high percentage test question. Disinfection does not destroy bacterial spores. Okay, only sterilization. All right, but disinfectants also destroy fungi, viruses, as well on surfaces. The two types of disinfectants that are used in the barbershop are hospital disinfectants and tuberculocidal disinfectants. Hospital disinfectants are effective for cleaning blood and body fluids from non-porous surfaces. By non-porous, we mean an item made or constructed of a material that has no pores or openings and cannot absorb liquids. Hospital disinfectants control the spread of disease. Disease is defined as an abnormal condition of all or part of the body, its systems, or its organs that make the body incapable of carrying on normal functions. Okay. Most commonly used disinfectants are the following. You got two. Quaternary ammonium compounds are commonly known as quats, okay? Quats. They are products made of quaternary ammonium cations and are designed for disinfection of non-porous surfaces. They are appropriate for use in non-critical, non-invasive environments and are effective against most pathogens of concern in the barbering environment. Tuberculocidal disinfectants, often referred to as phenolics, are proven to kill the bacterium that causes tuberculosis, aka TB. Any of you guys notice, anytime you're applying for barber school or anything, you got to get a TB test, and it has to be a year standing, within a year standing, or you got to take another one. All right. Okay. In addition to other pathogens destroyed through the use of hospital disinfectants. Tuberculosis disinfectants are the thing that handles this. Tuberculosis is a disease caused by a bacterium that is transmitted through coughing or sneezing. It is passed through inhalation only and is not transmitted by the hands or picked up on surfaces, okay? TB disinfectants are one kind of hospital disinfectant. However, because these disinfectants are effective against the pathogen does not mean that you should automatically reach for them. Facts. Some of these products can be harmful to tools and equipment, and they require special methods of disposal. Check the rules of your state to be sure that the product that you choose complies with state requirements. Most pathogens of concern in the barbershop adequately destroyed by standard EPA registered disinfectants, and they do not require tuberculocidal disinfectants. However, some states do require tuberculocidal disinfectants, so always check the rules of your state to be sure the product complies with state requirements, okay? There are also some states that require tuberculocidal disinfectants only when blood contamination has occurred. All right, that's part of our CIB, right? Part 3, actually. So we're going to include that. Apply blood exposure procedures. All right. One of those things are tuberculocidal disinfectants. All right. In those states, you should keep a tuberculocidal disinfectant readily available, but you should use it only when required. It is against federal law to use any disinfecting product in a way contrary to the use indicated on this label. Before a manufacturer can sell a product for disinfecting surfaces, tools, implements, or equipment, they must obtain an EPA registration number that certifies that the disinfectant, when used correctly, will be effective against the pathogens listed on the label. For example, clipper disinfectants must be approved by the EPA for use with clippers in certain environments, such as a barbershop, or the manufacturer would be breaking federal law by marketing them as clipper disinfectants to the barber market. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is very important. Let's see. Okay, cool. All right. So we're going to finish with this part, okay? Making good time. We at 13 minutes. This also means if you do not follow the label instructions for mixing, contact time, and the type of surface the disinfecting product can be used on, you are not complying with federal law. If there were an injury-related lawsuit, you could be held responsible. And somewhere in the world, Ezel is listening. My neck and my back, my neck and my back. Okay? Y'all hear this? One more time. If you do not follow the label instructions for mixing, contact time, and the type of surface the disinfecting product can be used on, you are not complying with federal law. If there were an injury-related lawsuit, you could be held responsible. Okay? All right. So we got through. Let me see if I got my, do I got it? Yeah, we made it through 15 minutes, okay? Under 15 minutes. I like to do under 15 minutes because that's about as far as your attention span going to go. All facts, okay? We will also be doing, we're going to start getting into the CIB read through for passing the Barber practical. So be ready for those practical videos coming up. I'm your instructor, Pierre Hui, aka Mr. P. The P is for patience. Listen. If you know anybody that's having trouble with their test, their barber theory test, they're failing, they're nervous about it, they don't know where to start, they don't know what to study, they don't have an idea of how to go forward with what they need to do to pass that test, I'm your guy. You can find my link for my class, which is an online class called none other than Pass Barber Theory. All the links in my bios, all that good stuff. You can also find it on my online library at allevenbarberschool.com. And I'll be looking forward to hearing from you guys. And what else I was going to say about that? Yeah, it also got high percentage questions, which is a big draw. Okay, but don't take my word for it. Look at some of the people that's been passing on my social media that I've been posting on my social media. Get in touch with them. Okay. With that being said, I'm your instructor, Pierre Huey, aka Mr. P. See you in the next video. Peace. 15